Glen, you had 3 running in the listed East Coast Cup a week ago. Lunar Child, Expedite and Snap Scan. Tell me a little bit about them and how they've come through that.
You know, geez, I thought we were going to win it with Snap Scan. They were so beautifully placed. You know, we were sitting up second with Expedite, third with Snap Scan, and it was always a plan to drop Mary's filly out, Lunar Child. She was at a bad draw and take her chances from behind. The problem was there wasn't much pace on, so I said to the guys, look, those that have got a good draw, go handy, so at least if they're not going fast, you know, you're in the right place. And for some reason, Craig Zaki let Anton Marcus, you know, basically in for nothing. And Anton started to ease it up. And before we looked again, Snap Scan was sitting third last, and we were like fourth last with the other filly. Expedite had a little bit of traffic problems, so you know, she ran a super race, just touch unlucky. And Snap Scan only got going late from coming from off them. If she had been right up there, I think she would have been super competitive. She ran fourth, and I think she was a very exciting filly. Yeah, we trained her mum, she was the full sister to Big City Life, and she's already produced a super colt that Joe Ramsden trains, a Group 1 place, Group 2 winner. So I mean, I think the mare's going to be exciting. And so yeah, she's an exciting filly. You know, we've got to just work out where we're going to go. I think that you know, the Oratorios take a little bit more time, and I think she's going to be a better 4-year-old than she is now, because they'll just strengthen up with time. But you know, we've got to obviously have a crack at, or have a look at nominating for the Willavington. And otherwise the Oaks, you know, the Oaks is with 3 and 4-year-olds, so depending on what 4-year-olds are coming to the body. But yeah, it's exciting. I'm sure she's gonna pick up a big one. She got touched off in the PE feature race, you know, so she's a really small black type, but I think she's an exciting filly. And then Lunar Child's in that position where, you know, she's not as good as the top fillies, and we've just got to try and find her the right lister, Group 3, with the right draw. She never cracks a draw. Hopefully we can convince Mary to continue, because Mary wants to pull the plug and send her home, but the breeding season only starts later on, so I'll be chatting to her this morning. And then the other filly's just a super filly. The jock said she needed it. I didn't think so. I think that by letting in Marcus played against us, and yeah, that's how it goes. You know, we'll learn from that and move on.
Temple Graffin is a smart filly. How's she come through her third placed finish behind Santa Clara and front and centre in the KRA Fillies Guineas?
Look, she's come out fantastically well. We were a touch unlucky, you know. We came into the straight, and Greg wanted to go in and the gap was closing, so he had to opt to switch her out. And as he did that, there was a horse in front that was stopping, so he had to wait and go around her, which, you know, when Bernard got then first run on her, because we beat that filly the previous start. And then, of course, front and centre is just amazing filly. She had, I think she might have needed the run. She was coming from well off the pace, and yeah, they locked together, and front and centre just got the better of her.
And Santa Clara's clear out here, front and centre's running late.
You know, Greg said, you know, her optimum distance he thinks would be a mile. But you know, on pedigree, she's out of a grazing mare that won over 2,000 metres. She's got such a beautiful temperament. She doesn't pull, she doesn't do anything. You know, the question is, do we go for the Group 1 fillies 2,000? Or do we go to the opposite scale of the spectrum and go back to the sprint, because she's got, you know, she's just got natural speed. She's quite a versatile filly. And then the third option is, would we leave the Group 1 and go for the Group 2, the 1400? Now, chatting to Hugo Hutting, it's quite a difficult one, because the Group 1's coming up first. The nominations for the Group 2 you're only going to get after you've accepted for the Group 1. And so you don't know your draw. So if you get a bad draw at Greyville, you know, that's not going to be in your favour. At least if you're up the straight at Scottsville, you've got a chance. You know, the draw is not that important. And yeah, I think the Group 2 is going to be very tough. It's going to be some super fillies. Unfortunately, Candace Bass's champion filly's out, and she looked like a penalty kick there. Yeah, she got hurt the other day. So, but still, you know, I mean, we've just galloped her this morning. She put up fantastic work.
After all the debate, the stable decided to go back to the sprint and race her in the Grade 1 at Scottsville yesterday afternoon.
Let's see how she takes her run. I'm not quite sure if we're going to go from there straight into July Day. That's probably what's going to happen, into the Group 1 mile, the Garden Province.
Another super filly in the yard is 4-time winning Elusive Heart.
With Elusive Heart, but it's Freedom Charter, and Freedom Charter has won it. Second will go to Elusive Heart.
Elusive Heart was a good second to Freedom Charter in the Poinsettia Stakes. How's she been since then?
You know, just to go back a little bit, the Cape season, we got the dentists in and they did the whole yard, and we found that maybe she got an infection, but she ended up getting a nasal discharge, and for the love of money we couldn't get rid of it. You know, while she was on the antibiotics, it would disappear. As soon as you took her off, you know, it would come back again. So her Cape season didn't go well, but this filly absolutely thrives when she gets down here. And when I want to run in the poinsettia, you know, the owner said, well, she won't be competitive over the 1200. I said, you've got no idea. She's really got natural speed as well. I mean, she's a super filly. She's anything she's won from a sprint right up to running third in the Group 1 on July Day. And even 2 lengths up in the Group 1 over 2,000 metres. So she's quite versatile. And I can tell you that she loves the climate. She loves everything about Summerfelt and Durban.
As with her stablemate Temple Graffin, she lined up in the Grade 1 filly sprint yesterday and looks to have an exciting few months still ahead of her in the winter season.
Talking of your colt, Herodotus is an exciting 3-year-old.
Yes, we opted to do what Candice Bass did with her runner last year, where we're going to go for the second leg, well, the first 2 legs of the winter series. And the first leg he ran 4th, but you know, over 1400 it's way too short, but right on top of you know, top horses like of Warren's Champion Colt. And now they're running in the second leg. There's only 7 in the race. You know, with these small fields it's quite difficult, but it's now over 1800, it's more his game. He's absolutely bouncing. I believe he's working the barns down, so let's hope he can be really, I mean, if he can beat One World, then he'll be on the next float up here, and we'll be ready to take him on in the July. We have accepted him as the first acceptance in the July, so yeah, it's aiming towards that, and let's just hope it continues. He's a very exciting colt, and yeah, son of Trippy. Be nice to get another Trippy to win a big one.
Walking through your yard, you've got some beautiful looking horses here. Who else can fans and punters look forward to over the winter season?
Yeah, look, we're a little bit on the back foot with our 3-year-old colts. We've got a lovely colt called Cat Daddy. He arrived in great condition, and then he ended up getting an infection in his leg, which just, you know, it's when you got a lot of horses in an area, if they get a little nick, it just blows. So we battle with that, and that's put him on the back foot because he hasn't had a run in the tail yet, and one would have thought he would have been up and running already, but he's a super horse. He's got strong form from the gate. He's coming out pretty soon, and I think he's going to be a huge runner. And then we got Spring Fling. He won his last start. It didn't look like he was 8 to 10 shot. It didn't look like he won a great race, but he actually, the further they went, the further he started to pull away from the field. And I think he's exciting. He's going over more ground. He's our colt that we're going to qualify for the Group 1 2,000 meters. But look, maybe not there yet, but he's going to be a nice horse to follow anyway. And then Amazing Satchmo, he came off the track and he had pulled some muscles on the side of his flank, so that just sort of like put us back a bit. And he's also a really nice staying type horse. So those horses that I think are really nice of the colts. And then we've got a super young string of 2-year-olds. We've got Master J. He's done nothing wrong. He's had 3 runs for 2 wins and a second. And then we've got some really nice unraced 2-year-olds. Watch them. Another filly I want to mention is Counterbucks. She won a really smart race the other day at Scottsville. She's now won 3 of the last 4 starts, I think. And I think she's quite exciting. I think that she could be anything if she's got a super pedigree. And if she gets the 2,000 meters, then we're going to see some action, because and I think she was still green the other day. She didn't know what she was doing. The jock could have said, put a small pair of blinkers on her, and she might be very exciting. So it's just one to follow. So I think put in your notebooks.
Woodhill Racing and Glen Kotzen are always competitive in KZN, and we look forward to watching his runners for the rest of the season.